Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Quito. I am a painter, a visual artist. I create mixed media cityscapes. So today I'm going to take you through my process of how I create these cityscapes. I do use a couple of different things. So while I use acrylic paint, I also use Sharpie markers and a Metro card. So strap in, get ready for the ride, and let's go. So the first thing that I'm doing is I like to wet my canvas a little bit just to give it that ease, so that when you're applying the paint, it goes on a little smoother and adheres to the canvas. So I just lightly run my brush. This is the 1-inch guy, lightly across, sweeping across the canvas. Not too much water because you don't want it runny, but just enough to just get that canvas a little wet. So when you're ready to put your first layer on, you can do it. So I already gave it a little bit of a layer, so I don't have to do it so much right now. So I'm gonna start. What I usually do is decide what my background is going to be. If it's blue, that's a nice day. Yellow, for me, implies that it's very hot and sunny. Orange is a sunset. So today I've decided to do a blue background, okay? So I have my paint here. And I'm gonna go in and just get my brush loaded with some of that paint, okay? And just start, again, sweeping from side to side. You could go up and down, but whatever stroke you commit to, you need to keep with that through the whole process. So I'm sweeping. And I also like to add in variations of the blue, just to give it a little bit of definition and depth. Now, even though I put water on the first time, I'm still adding water in at this process so that the paint can continue to glide on the board. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna switch to my big guy, to my big brush, okay? I'm gonna switch to my big brush. It just allows me to get more surface here. You see that? Sweeping, using the same rhythm back and forth, side to side. I'm gonna add a little bit of white. Now, as I get further down, I'm gonna let that fade and get more white, because I don't have to use the rest of the blue paint down here at the bottom, because this is going to be something different. But I do wanna just give it a little bit of a hue, okay? The thing about acrylic paint is that it dries really fast, which I love, because then you can go in and start doing your next layer. And if you have a really good song on, you can use that too. Okay. So the next step that I would do is grab, I really love working with metallic paints, glitter paint. They have that reflective kind of surface to them. So I'm gonna open up some paint here. And I'm a big recycler. That's why I use the Metro cards. but I also like to use these little containers. Sometimes you get them from the Chinese food place, leftovers, but any kind of takeout, if you can reuse them, those are great. So I just pour, I'll let you see it, pour a little bit of paint in there. And then I'm gonna go with my, so that was a gold. I'm gonna go with my silver. Okay. I put a little more than a dab. If I were using a paintbrush, I would use just slightly less paint, but because I'm using the Metro card, I want to load that up and I'll show you how that works. How about this? Yeah, it's like a brown, a sienna. It has a little tinge of orange in it as well. So when I'm doing my cityscapes, they're never really literal in terms of like what buildings look like. Sometimes I'll make them blue, sometimes I'll make them green, sometimes I'll make them red. The good thing about New York City is you can see buildings in every color. But I really love the metal aspect, the metal and the glass. That's the part that makes it give off the reflective little tingles when you're riding through the city, especially at night. Okay, so right now the surface of this is a little bit wet, but I'm not afraid. The thing about when I'm painting, I'm always experimenting. So if I make a mistake, I turn it into something else. So we're gonna go in and I'm gonna show you. So I take the Metro card and kind of go in there and chop up that paint and load it up. Okay, and then I just lay those babies in there.
Color my soul.
So I'm gonna start first with just this color, and then I'll come back in and layer some other colors into that.
She said, color my soul.
And basically I'm just scraping that paint off onto the canvas with the Metro card. Right? This is how you get paint jeans. When you have excess and you wipe it on your clothes, that's how you wind up with paint jeans. So now I'm gonna go in with my second color. Again, I'm kind of mixing that up, chopping it up, making sure it's in there. And I'm just gonna go into it.
Enrich my body with your essence. Give me your energy. Give me your power.
So I'm gonna wipe again. Sometimes I wipe here, down there, wherever. And then I get to go in with my next color.
Your soul, my soul. You think you know what color you are? A color has no country.
So I'm layering, mixing those colors up.
My soul. My soul.
Okay, so I'm gonna add a little more of the silver to go all the way across.
Color my soul.
Sometimes I use that edge of the card as well to form, you know, certain parts of the building. Okay. And I also like to use the edge to now get these little grids and implications of windows. And go all the way across. Okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do is put in my ground.
You're just implying that. Why would you be translucent when you could be transparent? That's your line. You're probably going to be your definitely being translucent in general.
So then this is where I go to the bottom.
Translucence is voluntary. That's your line. You're probably going to fall hard on that one.
Sometimes I like to add little dots because people have gardens up top, right? Or, you know, I like when they have gardens. So this is my world. This is my little happy world. So I get to do whatever I want in it. So we'll say these people have rooftop gardens and things like that. Okay. So we're gonna let this dry for about 10 to 15 minutes. We're gonna come back in and look at it and then go to the next step with the Sharpie.